Okay, Jeremy Minor, let's go ahead and do live. I've got something very, very important for you and something that I see a lot of people having issues with in pretty much almost every industry we train. All right, now today we're going to go over two different objections that I pretty much know most of you get. Doesn't matter if you sell B2C, business to consumer, or business to business. I want you to type in me if you lose sales when the prospect says, I just don't think this would work for me, or I have a fear this might not work out. Type in me if you ever have prospects that ever say, I have a fear that this might not work out for us, or might not work out for me. Type in me if you ever lose sales from that objection. Now, also type in me if you ever have prospects that say, you know what, I was talking with my friend, Mary Jo, and she said this is a scam. Or do you ever have a prospect that you answer and you get into like, is this a scam or what's going on? Okay. Or, they do some research on you and they see 2 negative reviews and 10,000 positive reviews, but then they're wondering like, is this a scam? What's going on? Type in me if you lose sales. And I even when I sold B2B, I sold in 4 industries, 2 B2C, 2 business to business. Even in business to business, you'd be surprised. I had a few high-level executives say, yeah, your services, they look good, but it seems kind of scamish. And that was debt relief services that I was selling like with a publicly traded company. So sometimes you're going to get that objection. Now, I'm going to show you how to get the prospect to easily overcome those 2 objections. I would suggest that you take notes for the next 20 to 25 minutes because I'm going to break it down on this 5 board behind me, and I'm going to show you exactly why I'm asking certain questions and how they'll respond to those questions. Okay. I'm also going to show you the right tonality to use on answering these because there's a certain tone that you've got to really pick up. It's called the concern tone, the tone that shows empathy, even on objections. Rather than them feeling you're just trying to hard close them by overcoming the objection, you're going to show them that you feel concern for them. And I'm going to show you what that means. Okay, all right. Let's jump into this right now. Let me get a drink of water. I know none of you care about me. You selfishly only care about yourself. You're just a human being. I don't know what's going on with you guys. All right. 112. I know it's hot. Somebody said on IG. Hey, look, 112, it's a dry heat. That's what they say. I'm not from Arizona, but when you move out here, like, don't worry about the summers. It's just a dry heat. Ugh, dry heat's not very fun. Okay, I'm going to put this up here so you guys can see this. Okay, now, first things first. Why do your prospects, let's go over, is this a scam objection? And then I'm going to show you how to overcome the objection. I have a fear this won't work out for me. Okay, I know one of those 2, probably both of them, each of you get, no matter the industry, doesn't matter. We train 158 different industries, including yours. I know all of those industries get one of those 2. Most of them get both, okay? So is this a scam? Typically is an objection that you will get in some type of opportunity. Like if you sell affiliate marketing or network marketing or high ticket or business opportunities, a lot of times you will get that type of concern. And there's other industries you'll get that concern as well, okay? So in this example, I'm going to give you an industry-specific example. Let's say that you sell affiliate marketing or business opportunities or even like a network marketing type of thing, where you have to recruit people, you have to get them to buy your company's products if you ever really want to succeed in that industry. Now, the problems you would solve for those people is you help them start a business where they can make more money and have more time with their family. That's why they would even respond to some type of ad, okay? In that industry, you're going to get that objection quite a bit. And usually you get it from people outside of the prospects you're actually talking to. Okay? You get it from Uncle Joe or Aunt Betsy or somebody who doesn't know anything about it, all right? So in this example, let's say the prospect says, James, I really like what you guys have to say, but my friend at church, she said this is a scam. Now, what would most salespeople do in that example, especially if they're in that industry? Well, what do you mean it's a scam? Blah, blah, and they'll start arguing and throw out some type of rebuttal, and it's over at that point, okay? So the first thing you need to ask is what's called an NEPQ clarifying question. This is right here. Okay, I'm going to put this in red. This is an NEPQ clarifying question. Make sure you write fast. If I misspell something, spelling bee Nazis, don't worry about it. I'm from Arkansas. We don't know how to spell down there. You're going to have to forgive me. So you don't even have to be great at spelling, and you can still make millions of dollars a year on commissions as a salesperson. You don't have to spell. There you go. Who thought you had to be smart? So the first thing I'm going to ask is, how do you mean? Now, I want you to pay attention to my body language here. Okay, I'm going to move this back here so you guys can see the board as much as possible. Right there. Okay. Oh, how do you mean? Now, what did I just do with my hand? Did you see how I put my hand over my chest? Okay. If I'm in person, if I'm on Zoom, or if I'm in person, this works really well. Now, even if I'm on the phone, I'm still going to do that because it affects my tonality. My body language affects my tone. So if I put my hand on my chest and say, oh, how do you mean? That's a concerned tone. And they interpret that I'm concerned for them. Okay. Now, let's say they say this. Well, she said that she tried one of these things in the past and she didn't make any money. Now, this is industry specific right now that I'm about to show you. The next objection, I'm going to give you some generalized stuff so you can apply it to any industry. Okay. And you're going to say, oh, what did she actually try? Just so I understand. So let's say if they're like, oh, she tried one of these things in the past and she didn't make any money. Oh, what did she actually try? Just so I understand. Oh, well, she joined some MLM named blank. Okay. Something like that. Okay. So this is another clarifying question. We want to find out what they've done in the past right there. Then I'm going to move in here. Okay. So I'm going to show you this. She joined some MLM named XYZ. Yeah, I've heard of that company. They're fairly decent. They've got tens of thousands of people involved there. So, you know, for them to have tens of thousands of people involved in the company, there obviously has to be quite a few of them that are getting results. I mean, what do you think held your friend back from having success if there were other people getting results? Now, why would I ask that question for that industry? Because I've got to get that prospect to start thinking that maybe it wasn't the company they were with. Maybe it was her friend just didn't put in the work to get the results. I'm seeding that in her mind without telling her that. If I said, well, maybe your friend didn't do enough. Oh, well, no, you'd have to ask her. She's not going to say it. Yeah, I've heard of that company. They're fairly decent. I mean, they've got thousands of people involved. So there must be a lot of them successful for them to be that big of a company. What do you think held your friend back from having success if there were others getting results? See, that's a curious tone. Prospect says, well, I'm not sure why she didn't do that. I guess you'd have to ask her. Then I'm going to do this. Right here. This is really important, especially if you sell in any of those type of industries I just listed. Okay. I got to seed doubt in her mind. Well, I mean, is your friend extremely wealthy? No, not at all. I would say she's middle class, probably at best. Well, can I make a suggestion to you? Now, what do my tones sound like there? Okay. I want to ask that in a concerned tone. Nobody's ever going to say, no, you cannot make a suggestion to me. Can I make a suggestion to you, George? Sure, go ahead. Have you ever considered that if you now look at this right here. Pay attention to what I write here. Okay. I'm going to blow that up for you guys a little bit. This is really a key part here. It's a really key part. Can I make a suggestion? Sure, Jeremy, go ahead. Have you ever considered that if you take financial advice from people who don't have any experience running a business and who are not wealthy themselves, then it might prevent you from ever having your own business where you have financial freedom in your life? Are you okay with me saying that? Now, let me repeat that again. And I want you to pay attention to my tone and my body language. Everything I just did there is on purpose. Have you ever considered that if you take financial advice from people who don't have any experience running a business and are not wealthy themselves, then it might prevent you from ever starting your own business and having financial freedom in your life? Are you okay with me saying that? Concerned tone. You know what they're going to say? Well, I've never really thought about it that way. I can see where you're coming from, or some version like that, or like, oh, that's a really good point. You can't stop there though. Okay. See, I just seeded that mind. Have you ever considered that if you take financial advice from people who have no experience running a business and are not wealthy themselves, see, they're starting to think, how can you take financial advice from people who are not wealthy themselves? If you did that, you'd get what type of results? Well, the same results the people giving you the advice have gotten, which is not very good, right? So I'm seeding that in their brain. Now, this is industry specific, what I'm showing you here, okay? If you're selling, life insurance, you're probably never going to have this is a scam objection, okay? More than likely you wouldn't. There could be a possibility, but it'd be reworded a different way, okay? Now, then you're going to go right into this. They're like, yeah, that's a good point. Well, I mean, you tell me, are you going to be more successful in business taking advice from your friend who is not wealthy themselves, or taking advice from someone who's successfully already running the same business you're wanting to get involved in and making XYZ dollars every year? I mean, which person is going to give you the best advice? Let me do that again. It's an or, either or. Well, you tell me, are you going to be more successful in business taking advice from your friend who's not wealthy themselves? Or do you feel like you'd be more successful running a business taking advice from the person who's really successful making XYZ dollars a year? I mean, which person is going to help you make the most money? What do you think they're going to say? Oh, the person that's not wealthy is going to help me make more money. They're like, yeah, I never really thought about it like that. Okay. See, I'm seeding that in the brain. Now, we're still not done. There's one other very important thing you got to do here. Okay. Yeah, which person is going to help you make the most money? Remember, if you're selling network marketing, affiliate marketing, business opportunities, that's the objection we're talking about. The end result is what? Them making more money, having more time. That's why they'd even be interested. I mean, which person is going to help you make more money? Okay. And then I'm going to relate it to this. This is really important. Yeah, I mean, that's like taking advice from a friend who's been divorced 4 times on what you should do in your own relationship. I mean, how successful would your relationship be taking advice from that type of person? So it gets them to think. Does that make sense to everybody? I mean, that's like taking advice from a friend who's been divorced 4 times on what you should do in your own marriage. I mean, how successful would your marriage be taking advice from that person? Oh, not very successful at all. Okay, see what I did to overcome that? Okay, now we're going to get into this one. I just have a fear that this won't work out for me. Type in me if you ever get this objection from prospects. Type in me if you lose deals from a prospect saying, I just have a fear this isn't going to work out, or I'm not sure this would work for me. All right. Okay, let's go through that. I'm going to show you what to do here. This is really simple to get them overcome. Now, in a lot of industries, you're going to get this. Here's what I want to remind you. All selling is change. Okay. It's about one thing only, and it's change. So whether your prospects are wanting something better or they're moving away from pain, it's all about change. Okay? It's about how good you are at getting your prospect to view in their mind that by them changing their situation, that means purchasing your solution, is far less risky for them than them doing nothing at all, staying in the status quo, their problems stay the same, and nothing ever changes. Which is more risky? Now, here's your problem. Human beings don't like change, even though we say we do. Let me repeat that. All selling is change, yet human beings don't like change. You see what you're going up against with pretty much every prospect you talk to. Now, why do human beings not like change? Well, we especially don't like change when it's initiated by some pushy, high-pressure salesperson who's ready to pitch their products or services quickly in a conversation. And repeatedly, human behavior shows that we value something that is more familiar to us, even if we don't like it that much, over something that is new, something that is foreign to us. Now, whose job is it to help your prospects overcome the fear of change? It's your job, the salesperson's job. That's why you get paid so much. So you have to help them overcome the fear of change. Almost every objection comes back to what? The fear of change. That's what it comes back to. I don't have the money. I need to think it over. I need to do more research. I need to talk to my spouse. I need to talk with my boss. I need to talk with my department head. I need to get more quotes. It all comes from the fear of change, that what you're promising, they don't necessarily believe that what you promised is going to be the end result they're going to get once they pay you. It's a fear of change. So it's your job to help them overcome that fear. Okay. Now, in this example, I'm going to give you two different industry-specific examples. The first one I'm going to give you is more B2B sales. The second one I'm going to give you is more B2C sales, business to consumer. Okay. Because we train, I don't know. I think probably about 67% of all of our clients are in the B2C market, and the other 30-some% are in B2B. And that's pretty normal because there's far more consumers to sell to than companies to sell to. All right. So let's say the prospect says this. Let's say that in this example, this first example, you sell hotel rooms to companies who are putting on major banquets and events. So you sell like big conference rooms. Let's say you sell event space in hotels and rooms, block of rooms to companies who are coming into town to put on an event for 100 people, 500 people, 1,000 people, 5,000 people. Okay. This is a big industry. Then I'm going to show you a B2C example after this. Prospect says, hey, I just have this fear that this wouldn't work out for us. Now, the first thing I need to do is what? I don't know what their fear is. Do you know what their fear is? Do you know why they have a fear that it's not going to work out for them? You don't. So you have to clarify. I mean, this is really simple stuff here. You have to clarify first and simply say, oh, how do you mean you have a fear it won't work out? How do you mean you have a fear it won't work out, George? Okay, that's the first question. And let's say they say this. Well, in the past, with other resorts we've used, we've had problems with check-ins in our dinner service. See, now I know what they mean by it might not work out. They've had other resorts they've used. They've had problems with check-ins in the dinner service. And then I'm simply going to ask another, oh, how do you mean exactly? Or I'm going to say, oh, in what way? See, I still don't know. I don't know what problems they've had with the check-ins and dinner service. I just know that's a problem. I need to find out what problem happened there. Oh, in what way? Now, let's say they say something like this. Well, it's just, really the timing. I can't fly all of our employees in between 2:30 and 5 p.m. for check-in so they can be ready for the welcome reception by 6:30 p.m. So we really have to get a lot of rooms ready by noon or 1 because the employees get upset when they go to check in and the rooms aren't ready. And now they're trying to rush to get ready to get to the welcome reception. See, now I found out. Then I'm going to ask another question. Can you tell me how that affects you when that happens? See, I want her to relive her pain. Okay. I want her to throw it all out to me. Can you tell me how that affects you when that happens? Oh gosh, well, everyone starts calling me. Then my boss jumps in. I mean, it happened 3 months ago and I thought I was going to lose my job. See, now I'm getting her to relive her pain, which causes her to trust me more. I'm going to keep going here. Oh, how did that make you feel? Concerned. How did that make you feel when that happened? Well, oh gosh, it was devastated to say the least. I've got a family to take care of. I can't lose my job. Okay, so this is important for you to get it right. That's what's called a probing statement. Oh yeah, prospect. Oh yeah, you have no idea. Then I'm going to go into it further. Okay. Now you had also mentioned that you were concerned about the dinner service. Can you tell me more about that? See, I didn't bring that up. She brought that up, that she's concerned about the welcome reception, the check-ins, and the dinner service. I don't want to just exclude the dinner service. I didn't ask her about that. Now, you'd also mentioned that you were concerned about the dinner service. Can you tell me more about that? Then she's going to tell me about it. Well, yeah, we usually have about 500 people at the welcome reception, but usually the last, 7, 8 tables, they get their food, and by the time it gets served to them, it's already cold. And then those tables get pissed off as well. Oh, I see. Then I'm gonna probe on that. So when that happens, does that have an impact on you? Or I can say this, does it have an impact on you when that happens? Now I'm saying that in a what tone? Why would I use a concerned tone here? Okay. Because I want the prospect to what? To feel like I'm concerned for her. Builds empathy with her. Builds trust with her when she feels like I understand her unique situation the most. When they don't feel like you understand their unique situation the most, that's why you get a lot of objections. And that's why you lose a lot of deals you could be making. Does it have an impact on you when that happens? How does that impact you when that happens, though? See concerned tone. I even put my hand on my chest there. My body language shows I'm concerned for them. Okay. If I do it like this with my hands out, it doesn't communicate the same thing. Even if I'm on the phone, I'm still going to use this because it affects my tone. Okay. How my sound comes across. Okay. Oh, let's say the person said, yeah, it really does. Then I have to go into crisis mode and I help calm them down, but I should be directing my attention to the after dinner event, but I'm still calming everybody down. Then I'm going to say, okay, that makes sense. Tell me, what other points of concern do you possibly have? Well, I don't really have any other concerns, Jeremy. I just need to make sure it's all planned out and then executed. Then I'm going to say this. Okay, this is industry specific here. Well, what I can do, Jane, is I can show you how our hotel operations could be tailored to your schedule if you'd like. Would that possibly take some pressure off you if I did that? Oh, gosh, yeah. When can we do that? Look how I did that. Well, what I can do, Jane, is I can show you how our hotel operations can be tailored to your schedule if you'd like that. Would that possibly take some of the pressure off of you next time? Oh, gosh, you have no idea. Okay. Now, and then poof, that objection is gone forever. Okay. See what I did there? So what I can do is I can show you how our hotel operations can be tailored to your schedule if you'd like. Would that possibly take some pressure off of you? Oh my gosh, there is no more concern at that point. Now, I'm going to show you another way to do this as well. That would be very consistent if you were in that type of industry. In a lot of industries, you would use what I just showed you. However, okay, let's say you're in an industry that sells like training products, like you sell real estate education that helps people, learn how to invest as real estate agents, or you sell a training program that helps real estate agents, get more listings, or let's say you sell a training program that coaches them how to date more people, or you sell some type of program that helps them in their relationships or lose weight, like fitness. I mean, I could go on and on and on. Okay. And they say, I just have this fear it wouldn't work out for me. You can ask this one simple question and quite literally like get the prospect to almost laugh and say like, oh, I can't believe I asked you that question. That's so silly of you. Well, I mean, if it's working for all of our other clients, what would prevent it from working for you though? See, I'm asking that in a confused tone. Now, why would I ask that in a confused tone? You know why? Because I'm coming across like, I'm not sure I understand. I mean, if it's working for all of our other clients, what would prevent it from working for you though? Well, I'm not really sure. Well, typically it won't work if your hair's red. Let's say if you're talking to somebody that's redhead, you can just joke with them. I'm not kidding you. You can ask this question in those industries and literally 70, 80% of the people, they're like, oh, yeah, I don't even know why I even thought that. Well, hold on though. There must have been something that I said that caused you to think that. What specific aspects of what we went over caused you to feel like it might not work out for you, just so I have more context? Well, the reason why I said that is because when you said blank, I wasn't quite sure I would have time to do this or whatever. And then I know what the real concern is and I can help them overcome it. Does that make sense? So a lot of times, like I said, write this down, very important for you right here. Well, I mean, if it's working for all of our other clients who are in your space, what would prevent it from working for you? Well, I'm not really sure. Let's go back. There must have been something I might have said that caused you to feel like it might not work for you. What specific aspects of what we cover today do you feel might not work? Well, I just have a concern with, and now the real concern comes. The real concern is not that they're afraid it might not work out. There's something that they feel that you went over that would cause it not to work out. Not the fear of it not working out in self in general, but there's some aspect of something that you said or covered that they feel wouldn't work for them. And that's the real objection. And you have to help them. You have to find out what that is and then help them overcome that. Okay. All right. Hope those little tips helped you today. Now, I will be traveling, so there will be no live tomorrow. We didn't have a live yesterday on Tuesday because of the holiday here in America, 4th of July. I will be traveling. There will be no live tomorrow. I'm going to France for about a week for work, and then I'll be up in Poland for about 9 or 10 days for a little R&R. All right, in Warsaw, Poland. It's okay. Don't cry. I will be going live a few times next week from my hotel room in France and in Poland. I think I'm in France half the week next week, and then the other half in Poland. So I will be going live next Tuesday. Now, we might update the times. Typically on Tuesday, we go live at 6:15 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be like midnight over there for me. I'm not really sure. So we might make an announcement in the Facebook group that we're going to go live a few hours earlier in case I want to go to bed before midnight. If I decide I'm going to stay up all the way to midnight to do that live, then we'll let you know in the Facebook group. Now, if you want to see that live, because next week I'm going to go over a specific training on advanced probing, how to get your prospects to emotionally open up. I have never done this training before outside of our clients who are in our training portals, okay? So you want to be there next Tuesday. If you're on IG, TikTok, YouTube, or LinkedIn, you'll have to join the Facebook group because I'm only going live in the Facebook group next week. There is a banner here. If you're on YouTube, LinkedIn, or the Facebook business page, you see that little purple banner right there underneath my name that says salesrevolution.pro. That's the Facebook group to join. Make sure you join that. There's like 72,000 people in there. If you're on IG, I'm going to have someone in our team post the link for you guys to join the free Facebook group, salesrevolution.pro. So we'll join that in salesrevolution.pro. Thank you, Quincy. Quincy is related to me. That's one of my daughters. She does a really good job here for the company. Well done, Quincy. So Quincy will drop that link in there. Somebody will on our team will drop it here on TikTok as well. So go to salesrevolution.pro. And then if you want to start, because what I just showed you here today, that was pretty basic. That was easy stuff. Okay. Just give you little nibbles on these lives. So if you're following me on your lives, you're seeing some of my reels, what we give you in the reels and on YouTube and stuff like that is like 0.00001% of the training that our clients go through in our virtual training platforms and our group training by myself and our sales trainers. So you want to start acquiring those skills like tens of thousands of our clients are acquiring every day and have acquired over the last few years. You want to start making your first 10 grand a month in commissions in your industry, or you want to start making your first 15 or 20 every month with what you sell, or you want to start making, you're a bigger thinker. You want to have the skill sets to make 30 or 40,000 or 50,000 a month every month with what you sell right now. Because I can assure you, we are training thousands in your space that are hitting those numbers consistently every single month. That when they came here 3 months, 6 months, a year ago, 2 years ago, we're barely getting by. You want to acquire that type of sales ability to make that type of money? Message me directly right now. If you're on TikTok or IG, message me directly right now. If you're on LinkedIn, the Facebook business page or my Facebook, message me directly right now. If you're on YouTube, you can't message me on that platform because we have no way to respond to you. You'll have to join the free Facebook group, salesrevolution.pro. Message me directly, either myself or one of my stun doubles will message you back some different options that we have for your industry. You'll even be able to book a call with one of our account managers. We got 30 some account managers. They'll go over the different training programs. We don't just have one training program with one price. We have 26 different sales training programs. Once they find out your industry you're in, the commissions you're making now compared to what you really want to make, and if you're an individual salesperson, then they're going to show you which training program is going to get you the quickest return, the quickest. Like the next day, you're going to be making more sales. Now, if you're a business owner or sales manager or VP of sales or chief sales officer, and you're wanting to get your team on the training platforms, or if you're wanting to like scale your company, if you're a smaller business, message me directly right now. We have deals where we train, there's some companies where we train 20,000 of their salespeople. Okay. ExxonMobil is a big company that we just picked up. We train all their VPs now, regional VPs. So anyways, message me directly right now, and we'll get back to you with different training options if you want to make that type of money. All right, everybody, get out of here. I'm going to get on my plane in the morning, fly to Paris, and then Marseille. I'll see you guys next week from my hotel when I go live. Thanks, everybody. Hey guys, if you enjoyed these, here's another you can watch right over here, Join our free Sales Revolution group. Click the link below, join us, and we're gonna help you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you real soon.